I've been a system coach for 15 years. I got into system training because I was working with church planners who would get a church started and people coming, but then they didn't know how to organize them to get things done. When I use the word system, a lot of people get confused and are wondering what I'm talking about. If you go Google the concept of church systems, quite often what comes up is the electronic equipment or the sound equipment or the video equipment, and people think church systems, that's something about computers, isn't it? But the word system really is about how we get a biblical function done on a regular and consistent basis. There are 18 biblical functions that every church will need to be doing if it's going to accomplish its mission. That includes evangelizing, discipling, leadership training, how we do the gathering, how we make decisions, how we handle our finances, facilities, and on the list goes. And each one of these are a system that needs to be done on a regular and consistent basis. A lot of pastors, when they're working with their church and recognize that something is not happening that they know that needs to happen, they choose to preach a sermon series on it. They'll say, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to teach evangelizing, and everybody's going to learn about evangelizing. Hopefully, everybody will go and evangelize after we're done. Or we're not discipling people. We got people coming to faith, but we're not discipling, so I'm going to teach you from the pulpit how to disciple. But once I preach those sermon series, people are going to come and say, well, I'm willing to disciple, but what am I supposed to actually teach these people? And what are the materials you want me to use? And how often should we meet? And who's going to hold me accountable? Make sure that I'm doing it. And these are system questions. There are parts to this system that our sermon has not really been able to answer, and there's no way to make sure that things are being consistently done unless we create a system and somebody to oversee that system to make sure that things are happening. Now, when I say systems, sometimes people think, well, what you're talking about is a program that every church should follow. There's a one right way to do it, but that's not true. There is no one right way to do systems, and different successful churches can be doing different things and still getting the same results. For example, let's talk about evangelizing. What happens in one church is they may be using an alpha program where they're bringing people in to discuss the faith and are showing the gospel that way and seeing people come across the line of faith. At another church, they may be using evangelism explosion and going out and doing confrontations with people and sharing the faith in a very purposeful way. In a third church, they may be using a relational style of evangelism where they encourage their people to make friends with lost people and to pray for them consistently, and when the right time comes, to invite them under the hearing of the gospel. And all three churches may be seeing people crossing the line of faith on a regular basis and being baptized. See, that's how we know that a system is working. It's not that it all looks alike. It's that the outcome is the right outcome. And every system has an outcome that we should be looking for. In evangelizing, we should see people crossing the line of faith. In discipleship, we should see people growing up to be co-workers with us, and on it goes. This is what systems is all about. It's about helping us to effectively do something that, God has called us to do and made the church to do. If you want to learn more about systems, go to my website, because we teach about systems and how to do this step by step. My website is www.churchequippers.com.